All right. Anyone checking in? Hello, how you doing? I really wanted to share this race. I really wish I had recorded it when it happened, so all I've got is the replay. You don't get all the relevant data on the screen that would tell you what position, times, and everything. But this was the race that took me all the way to the top 200. 1922 was my rating after this. It was a really good race. Some anomalies, but I'll get into those as we get started. Uh, we're here at Suzuka, the GTR 3 class in RaceRoom. I got second position. I've been playing around with starting without traction control for a faster start. I got tired of guys jumping me on the start. I didn't go so well here. So we'll get started and I'll talk a little bit about it as we go. I'll probably remove my face here once we get moving. But let's get this going. And there we go. We are off. Let me turn off this. And right away, that Lawson guy got a massive start. We were 3 wide heading into turn 1. I tried that once and it ended badly for me, so I just backed out of this and let him go. This Arpato guy supposedly was faster than, had a 1:59.6 time, but he had some connection issues and something glitchy was going on, so I thought here he would just chase Lawson down and make an easy pass, but that's not quite what happened, as you'll see. As we're heading towards the Degners, I was just trying to survive these first few turns and settle in and try and play it safe. As we come out of Degner 2 and we're heading towards the hairpin, I'm thinking, okay, just settle in, defend myself. Zoki, I think it was his name, behind me, was right on my tail, and I knew he might dive bomb, so I cut it in close here, make the hairpin, and unexpectedly I get a run on Pato, which I wasn't expecting. A guy who can do under 2 minutes. The only other guy I've seen do that was the number 2 rated player in the game. But we had a slight bit of contact here. I thought I'd left him the space, and we'll look at that at the end of the race. But he went off, and then as we're coming out of Spoon, if you look out there, he's in 4th place. He spins himself out. You know, there was some connection glitches there, so I apologize for the contact. Didn't show up on my radar. I use OtterHUD. Didn't see it on the radar. Thought I'd left enough space there for him. But some contact, and it affected him much more than you usually would expect in this game. So I'm expecting some sort of connection issue. But as we come out of turn 1, Lawson got a massive jump. He's a really high rated player, over 2K. I've seen him in other races. He's really fast. I know I had some pace on him here, but I figured maybe he'll get faster as the race goes on. So like, okay, I went really wide here on turn 1. But kept you get on the green, that's always dangerous on this track, especially in turn 1 and turn 2. But for the most part, I just wanted to settle in, see if we can pull away from Zoki behind us. I knew I had quite a bit of pace over Zoki. I believe it's like DSOKE, something like that. But I just didn't want him hanging out my rear bumper. So I'm hoping here that Lawson's got good enough pace that we can get away. So I have no intention of trying to overtake him. I just want to stay right close to him, maybe put a little pressure on him in case I can force a mistake, but not too much at this point. I just kind of want to work together. And you can see we've already spread the gap a little bit here. Heading into the hairpin though, I almost lose it here. Rear end came out on me. I got too much on the throttle. So now I'm just desperately trying to stay in the draft and not let Zoki behind me get a run on me. I'm not sure how aggressive he's going to be if he's close enough. Heading into Spoon, I kind of ran a little wide there. A lot of pressure those first couple of laps. I was struggling a bit just to settle in. But I figure I can catch Lawson because I think I have the pace on him. But not sure how aggressive Suzuki behind me is going to be, so we'll see what happens. So finally get 2 laps in. There's a bit of space between me and first and between me and second. I'm like, okay, here's a good chance just to settle in, get in the rhythm, not worry too much at this moment. Just try and keep my lines nice and smooth. What happens unexpectedly, though, is I start catching Lawson pretty quickly. And, I mean, you would think that would be a good thing, but if he's not keeping the pace, I'm going to find it hard to get by him. And that's going to mean I'm going to be fending off Zoki behind me almost this whole race. I'm not aware of that at this point, as I figure we're going to pull away a little bit, but it's just not happening. Coming out of the Degners, got Zoki right on my tail. I'm going to have to stay defensive through the hairpin, which makes it a lot slower. Just tight on the hairpin. Don't give him a chance to chuck it up inside of me. I've seen a few drivers that'll do that. It's, you know, everyone I've raced in RaceRoom for the most part is pretty darn respectful. Rookie servers can be a bit iffy, but in these regular servers, usually everyone's pretty good and safe. So on Spoon, I just really desperately try to be patient. It's so easy to get on the gas too soon, and before you know it, you're running wide and have to lift off, and that's just disaster heading down the straight. Just really got to get the car rotated and be patient getting on the throttle. Coming through 130R, I just do a lift through there. You got to get the angle just right for it. And one thing I noticed with Lawson, I'm much quicker through this final chicane than he is in general. That's not always a good thing. It's a difficult place to pass if I can get close enough to him. So at this point I'm thinking, because if I'm too close to him, it ruins my run through 130R. And here, turn 1 and turn 2, it's just almost impossible once you get in through here and into the S's. You just have to follow the guy in front of you. Because when you see he makes a mistake there, not quite close enough to even if I was, there really wouldn't have been much I could have done. But his mistakes are allowing the guy behind us to really get close and stay on my bumper, which is making it difficult for me to be patient. Because I know at some point the guy behind me is going to make a move. And like there, I had to brake early. He made a mistake, but he didn't make enough of a mistake I could get next to him. Again, you see it. You can see the guy behind me in the rearview mirror just thinking of chucking it in, and I just closed the door enough that there wasn't room for him to do it. So you got to watch your draft there. You got to brake a little early when you're in a draft coming up on that. So I got real patient here and get a nice little run. I'm really close, but not quite the speed I need. You can see I try to make him, I back out of it at the last second. I was going to try and make it, but he was squeezing me hard to the grass. I was going to try and make him pick a narrow line through there to see if I could get a better run into the chicane. Didn't quite work. Get a nice run on him out of here. That's the bad thing about doing yourself replay. I can't even tell you what lap I'm on. Because this was 15-minute race. It's only 8 laps. I looked at the outside. I was hoping he'd overcook it and I could cut back inside of him. But no, he didn't. But I'm kind of glad I cut back inside, because the way he went out, he did cook it enough that if I tried to stay out there, I would have been in a bad position. So again, we're just back to following Lawson. Definitely knows how to close the door on me, just like I'm closing it on Zoki behind me. I'm really regretting that bad start at this point. I really feel at this point I have the pace to just pull away from him if I was in the lead from the get-go. Again into the hairpin. He gets a pretty good run out of Degner too. And it doesn't leave me close enough to even think really about going for anything. So what I had enough space from Zoki here to really try and get a good run, but he took the hairpin pretty perfectly. I was surprised he was a little defensive there. You can tell he knows I'm there and that I'm on his bumper. And he's doing the same thing to me that I'm worried about the guy behind me. But at the same time, that's also hurting us. Again, I get a nice run out here. I go to the outside. And then you can see he just really squeezes me to the grass there. And I had to back out heading into 130R, which didn't give me any sort of run heading into the chicane. I'm stuck just following him through again. And of course I was hoping to get a run on him through the straight, but messed up the bump. Made the car unstable and lost a lot of speed. I put my nose out there just letting him know I'm there. I want him to make a mistake so I can slip by. I want to keep the pressure on him. Because again, he's going a bit slow. And letting the other guy catch up to us. You can tell he recovers from his mistakes so well. So when you say, oh, he makes a mistake, it's not like a big mistake. Like the one I was hoping for you get from a lot of people when you put them under pressure. I've even had one other high-level guy. I wasn't even trying to pass, just staying close to him, and it put enough pressure on him he made a big mistake. But Lawson's pretty cool under pressure. Probably more cool than I am, because at this point, the guy behind me is stressing me out. I just can't get him to go away. And we head towards Spoon again, and again, just turn it in, get close to the apex, and be patient before getting on the throttle. And this time, you know, actually, I think this worked out in my favor on this lap, being a little farther behind him into the draft. I didn't have to slow up, which really allowed me to get a great run through 130R. He makes a mistake, goes wide. I'm able to get beside him. I go for the move. It's got to get done. But he went late, which ruined my line. So we're both coming out of the chicane just kind of slow. There was a tiny bit of contact with me and Zoki. But I know at this point I've got to get something done. So I've got a great run on him, and I'm just going to chuck it. I'm going for the outside. And then this move, just like, I couldn't believe I pulled this off. I kept from going on the green. I gave him the space. He gave me the space. A lot of respect. But I was able to get the run coming out of turn 2 and just pull away. At this point, I'm in the lead. Finally, after like 7 laps of stress, all I have to do is worry about Lawson behind me, which I'm trying to make sure he just doesn't come right back at me. He's still really close. Just be patient, keep my lines. And I know I have a slight pace advantage on him. I should be able to pull away. And you could see he cut Degner 1 really hard there. He is trying to stay on my bumper. He does not want to let me get away. But I get enough space heading into the hairpin. I can take it relatively normal. I think I did close the door a bit just to be safe. But at this point, I'm actually pretty nervous. I mean, I just passed a really high-rated driver. And I've even forgotten at this point that, oh yeah, by the way, this will put me into the top 200. Like, I am I was stressed between the guy behind me, trying to chase him down and find a way by, and I've managed it, and now I know I can blow it in an instant. Like sometimes it's like, you want to play it safe, and it's like, you know what, I just need to keep pushing. I know I'm faster than him generally through this last chicane, as I try to keep that as smooth as possible. And I think at this point I'd actually done it. I'd pulled over 1 second lead on him, just enough to be out of the draft. And at this point it's 1 lap to go. Just gotta play it cool. Keep to my lines. Don't do anything stupid. Don't be too aggressive, but don't take too much off, because he's still right there. You can tell he's pushing. Just be patient. I mean, literally at this point, like my left leg was shaking a little bit in my arm, my hand, and the left. It was a great fun race. Hairpin 1 last time. Got to be really careful here. A little safe on the throttle. You can definitely just spin it out right there. I mean, you saw in, what was it, lap 2, I mean, I almost lost the rear end. Super easy to do. 1 last time in spoon. Turn her in. Patient, and then on the throttle. At this point, he actually managed to close the gap to be in my draft a little bit, but he's too far back, and I know through 130R I'm a good little bit quicker than him. A little bit of forced understeer. And then I broke a little early. I knew I had the space. Just wanted to finish this last chicane nice and safe. And then coming to the finish line, I was super thrilled with this. Super excited. Fun race. Hats off to all the respect from all the drivers out there. I know the racing got a little bit testy there. Oh, maybe that was the last lap. Was that the last lap? Yeah, that was the last lap. I know the racing got quite a bit testy there, so hats off to everyone. Stayed patient with it. I'm going to go here to this media source. So we'll take a quick look at that. But yeah, hats off to all you guys. It was Lawson and Zoki. Everyone raced nice and clean. There was, it was getting towards the end of the race. We were all going to make a move and go for it. There was bound to be some contact, but it was nothing major. This is that first one here, and I'm going to put this on. Let's see. Let's back it up a little bit. So I got Zoki's view, and you can see me get the run on Pato here. Now I'm trying to give him space and be safe. Like I said, there was some sort of glitchiness there. Slow it down a little bit here. And I figured he had the space. I actually ended up turning in because of the contact there. I wasn't expecting it. His qualifying time was super fast, like faster than Pfeiffer, who's like the second ranked guy in the game. And his rating was pretty low. I mean, I'm not accusing him of cheating. Just there was definitely some sort of glitchiness, because I went back and watched some of his racing lines. He wasn't using the full width of the track and wasn't doing anything that you would expect to see from a top tier driver. Yet the race said he had a 159.3. So I'm expecting glitchiness there. And I've had a few glitches with the game. I had one that let me start early and ended up black flagged, lost 50 rating. And then there was another one where 2 laps before the end, I got disconnected for ping. 2 corners from the end, not even 2 laps. 2 corners from the end of the race, in the lead. But I still apologize. I'm assuming whatever ping related issue was there, he never showed up on my otter HUD, or I'd have given him a little more space. So, still, my apologies to Pato. Still a great race. Zoki, Lawson, thanks, guys. I really enjoyed that one. And let's see, we'll go here. And there we go. That was it at the end of this race. 1922, ranked 192. I'm actually 30 now, 1933. Second highest rated United States player in the game. I think I'm 11th or 10th out of the Western Hemisphere. Yeah, not a lot of us in the Western Hemisphere playing RaceRoom. So I mean, that's not necessarily saying a lot, but I was super excited. Top 200. I'm really starting to enjoy RaceRoom. So thanks everybody who ends up watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And of course, I messed that up. All right, thanks everyone who watched this video. I had a lot of fun in this race. Yeah, let me know what you thought of that incident. There was a little bit of ping because his car would be all over the place and didn't really show up in the replay. But you know, should I have given him more space? I probably should have. I'm gonna call it a racing incident. I don't think he was a 159 a lap driver. I could be wrong, but it definitely wasn't showing based off of like watching his video of him racing back through the pack. So, all right. Thanks everyone who watched this video. Hope you enjoyed it.